Hey guys, it's Merman here, Secondhandhunter. I pulled up this cool news article type thing off Google. Teachers use video games in classroom. I guess back in 2013, 74% of teachers use video games basically to teach. It says, well, it actually doesn't really say much at all, but I can probably talk a little bit about this. I think it's an interesting article to discuss. It says, like dabblers, that kind of puts it into different categories. Dabblers use it less. They aren't really comfortable with video games, so how can they be able to teach with something that they don't understand? The teachers that actually play video games in itself basically use it less than all the other categories because they kind of consider it more entertainment than for teaching purposes. The next one, barrier busters. They classified them basically as like the hippie type teachers that find new ways of teaching. They use it the most often, but they encounter a lot of barriers because of their ways of trying to implement the video game educational games into their teaching. And then there's the naturals that use it the most. They get a lot of support from everyone and they are really good at what they do at using the games for education. I remember back when I was in grade school, we'd have computer time or computer lab or whatever the heck they called it. We went to the, I guess computer lab, and we were able to play computer games that they had. The earliest back I remember was we were on the early Macintosh computers. It must have been Mac OS 6 or OS 7. Not sure. That's about the right time frame for those Mac computers. Which, thinking back, well, like nowadays, everything's Windows, Dell computers type thing. That's what we had when I was back in high school. But anyways, getting back to when I was in elementary school, and we were, I think it was a Mac Plus or something like that. The all-in-one computer, and all you had separate from it was the mouse and keyboard. And I remember being able to like make a Word document, and then when it would be put in the garbage or the recycle bin or whatever they call it in the Mac world, whenever you'd put it in the recycle bin, then the Cookie Monster, or not Cookie Monster, excuse me, but Oscar the Grouch would pop out of the recycle bin and something like that. So I always enjoyed doing that, and a lot of the other kids at the time would do that too, and the librarian would just get pissed and stop fucking with the computer. Exactly like that. They get mad at the students and tell us to stop. Then I remember when they upgraded the computers, they only had one Mac computer in the computer lab. And it must have been Mac OS 7 or 8, I'm not sure. And the rest were basically Windows PCs. And they had this like one fish type game that I remember playing in the computer lab. And I don't even remember the concept of the game or what the game is even called, but somehow you'd be able to get fish, and some of them would be clownfish or whatever, and then it's like a submarine or whatever, and you go out and collect fish, and then you go back to your lair or whatever, and you have this fish tank full of fish. If any of you guys remember that game or know what game I'm talking about, and you know the name of it, please leave it down in the comment section, because I'd really like to get a copy of that, because I played that as a kid. Another thing I remember playing was SimCity in the computer lab. It was like the old The same one that was on the Super Nintendo, but the computer version, which the computer version was a lot better at that time too. They really didn't have very many games, and I think the main purpose to go to computer labs back then was to type papers or whatever. All the kids really did was play video games, which if they didn't want us playing video games, then why would they have them on the computer too? I think another game that was also on the computer lab computers was Putt, like Putt's Golf or something, the car. I know Mick's done a couple Putt videos, Time Team 1982. I will try to leave a link in the description below for that there. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed playing those games. I remember Putt and then Pupper, whatever his dog's name was or something like that. I always got great enjoyment out of that. I remember one time, I think it was I was in 5th grade or something. We were in the computer lab, and I think we were only in there for an hour or something like that. But I remember this distinctly, that we were in there, and this one girl pissed her pants, and it says come on, really, just excuse yourself from the room and use the restroom. Getting back to that one fish type game, I kind of remember back now thinking about it, and I think the concept of the game was you would go to different oceans or something like that, and then you would play some sort of games. I mean, it's very fuzzy and I can't remember exact details, but you play some sort of game, and within that game you would get a fish, and then you go back to your whatever home base or whatever, and then that fish that you won would be in the fish tank. I always thought it was cool. I'd get a whole bunch of the fish and different types, clownfish, cowboy fish, whatever type thing, musician fish, I don't know. And I always thought it was cool, and then it was kind of like a contest between all the students of who could get all the cool fish or whatever, what type of fish is in your fish tank or something. They did have video games, but it was more like math type games. And then in high school, they really didn't do much. I know like freshman year, we would go to the computer lab to type up papers for English class, and I'd always sit in the way back of the lab just so I could dink around online and play Flash games. Yeah, I didn't really do so well in high school, but it was another time. And then they put up cameras or put a mirror up or something like that. So one time I was dinking around online playing Flash games, and I got caught and got in big trouble for doing it. Plus I wasn't getting my papers done too. So that's kind of my thoughts on video games in school. I think it's a really cool idea that they're implementing this into today's education. Still not really too big of a fan of educational games in the school setting. I think it's really cool that they're doing it. I know they're changing a lot of stuff, because I hear some of the things that my nieces and nephews are getting these days. They're getting iPads or Surface Pros or whatever in school, and the teachers are providing them for their schoolwork. And this is man, I never got such thing. I mean, I had low-end PCs that barely worked, and they had a whole bunch of websites were blocked, so you can't even do research at school. So it kind of sounds like things are getting somewhat better in the education system these days, that they're actually caring or whatnot. So hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it short. Let me know what you think below. I got news articles on Monday, vlog gameplay videos, vlogs on Wednesday, and reviews on Friday. So stay tuned for that. I will also have other stuff periodically when I can, but probably not as regular as this, because I already have this is already enough for me. I got my hands full trying to get these videos together for you guys, and Friday's video I had to push off for a couple weeks so you guys can enjoy it. So I I had to get all this other crap together for you before. Let me know what you guys think. I will put you on Friday. Thank you for watching. And make sure to rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Every little bit helps. And let's grow this channel, everybody. Thanks for watching.